we've been in a strong seller's market since 2012. Okay, now with real estate, and bear with me here, I say this often, but if you're new or maybe you just want to hear it again, with real estate, it's cyclical, it's seasonal. Just like summer follows spring, balanced market will follow a seller's market, will bleed into a buyer's market, and it continues. And what's interesting is in LA County, which I use as, we have the most statistics for LA County going back to the 1940s. So I always use that as my barometer. If you look at the median sales price of homes in LA County from when the county assessors started keeping track of those numbers, every peak at the top of a market surpasses the previous peak every time without fail. Every one of those peaks is followed by a contraction. Every one of those contractions is followed by a trough. Every one of those troughs, without exception, surpasses the previous trough. It's higher than the previous trough. And after the trough, we have a growth period and another peak. So the market literally does this. I'm not an economist. I don't even have an MBA, but I understand the real estate market. It is not entirely predictable, but it is to a degree. You can't prepare for it. We don't know exactly when it's going to change or exactly how much, but I can tell you what the next change will be and approximately when it's going to happen. So in 2019, an appreciation cycle or the growth cycle typically lasts 5 to 7 years in the areas I practice in California, in Southern California. 5 to 7 years, okay? Starting in 2012 is when the market started to appreciate after the crash in 08. In 2019, right, so 7 years later, we started to see statistical signs. The metrics started to show that we were in for a correction. Days on market were increasing. The number of listings were increasing. They were taking longer to sell, and we started to see price reductions. And on top of all that, it had been 7 years. So what happened is the market started to flatten. In 2019, we were seeing every possible sign for a correction. Then COVID hits, right? The world changes, the world goes upside down. All of a sudden, all kinds of people are working remotely. Interest rates are lower than they've ever been in history. And so we saw this incredible invigoration in the market. So that 7-year appreciation cycle kind of bumped and went right back up, right? For another, until about we'll call it 2024. So for about another 6 years. So as of today in 2025, we're looking at about 13 years of appreciation. That is almost twice as long as a standard appreciation cycle. The market needs to correct. On this news show I was telling you about, where they were looking at the different real estate stocks and REITs, etc., different stocks that would buy mortgages, they're saying, well, how do we fix this? How do we fix the real estate market? The way you fix it is you do nothing. You let the natural market forces fix itself. The market needs to correct. It's due to correct. It is correcting. If the government or any private institution via reducing interest rates, whatever, if they try and artificially fix it hard enough, they can have an impact on it and it will screw everything up. It does every time. I've been doing this since 2004 now. Every time the government has released hey, here's a huge tax incentive if you buy within the next 6 months, like they did in 2010, or a private institution, lenders said, oh, here you go, here's a negative amortization interest-only loan that you don't qualify for, but let's pretend you qualify for it and get you into that. Every time that happens, it's disastrous. So the way you fix the real estate market is you let it correct itself. It's due for a correction. So that's why I can confidently say, and I have been saying, that by holiday time this year, 2025, it's going to be a buyer's market. When I started saying this, it looked like we may possibly be entering a balanced market. It is right now a balanced market. We are in a contraction period.